Matip, will you make the final decision whether to take the risk to play him or not, or would that come from above at the club?
That's a good and a bad thing in my job, eh? At the end, nobody makes decisions for you. Oh yes, I will.
The owners have said it's fine.
You can imagine we are in a lot of talks. We did transfers quicker than this, and that's how it is. We are, yeah. It's already a long term, but now it's getting really intense from our side. So we try everything, but at the end, I have to make the decision. That's how it is.
What's your gut feeling on it at the moment?
Is it not clear what my feeling is?
What do you think will shape your thinking over the next 24 hours?
What will?
What do you think will shape your thinking over the next 24 hours as to which way to go?
New informations, if there are any. So we will see. How I said, it's not about blaming anybody, but you can imagine that it's not too easy to get in contact with. So the decisive people, if you want, at the end, is the president of the Cameroon Football Association, of course, and on the other side then Mr. Infantini, so from FIFA. So, and my dream, because what we need is a letter. Even when it's clear he is retired, but what we need is a letter from official side from Cameroon, which say, okay, players released and can play for Liverpool, because we would have let him go. Sadio Mane plays for Senegal. It's not that we say Africa Cup doesn't fit our plans or whatever. We would have let him go, but again, you would say, my understanding, it's a free world, and if you don't want to play, there are different reasons for it. If you don't want to play for a national team, it should be possible. We all can make decisions. Whole countries can leave the EU. So and nobody can say no, you can't. Yes, obviously you can. So but it's playing for the national team. Then it should always, in my opinion, it's the biggest thing for a player. It's a wonderful, positive thing for playing for the national team, and if you want it. But if you don't want, because of different reasons, and especially in this situation, even if he would have said, so I play for Cameroon, and he would have been injured until 5 days ago. Now he's in training, and because we play now Plymouth, not highest intense probably for a centre half all the time, 90 minutes, challenge, or whatever. That would make sense. But playing, for example, for Cameroon tomorrow, and they play on Wednesday, I think, tomorrow in a tournament game, that would have been really difficult, and all that stuff. So that makes it all really difficult to understand.
You can just take one from Paul's question. Normally when you pick a team, you speak to physiotherapists, the coaching staff, all the players, and you'll come to the decision who plays. Will you have to speak to people in the club legal team tomorrow, for example, to find out what the position is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's of course. And look, there are different things. Of course, I have to ask, but any decision I have to make. So I think I could line him up, and don't think that the referee would say no, stop, you cannot, and we'll go on the pitch or whatever. No, but I will do it when it's okay from our point of view. Then, or if somebody tells us until then, well, it's still possible, of course. Tells us until then, yeah, come on. Now,
You'll have to take legal advice from the side of
we are, how I said, in a lot of talks since a few days and weeks, and yeah, of course I need advice. I'm not a lawyer, so how can I?
Jurgen, what's your understanding of the possible sanction if you do play?
That's the next thing. We don't know. Huh? Usually, most of the time, live too, you know when you do this, then you got this. Then you have to go yeah, I don't know. No, it's not clear. It's not 100% clear what happens then.
Was the decision not to put him in against United because of possible points reduction, or a different decision to make between games?
Look, we try everything to win football games, and if you then before the game, yeah, if you do this can happen. I knew it by myself. In my understanding, it could happen. And they say, okay, this game, hey, played, no, and now next game, then this put it out of the tournament or whatever. So, yeah, at the end we have to decide about the risk. But it was only 3-4 days. So when he was in training, and it would have been rather more on the bench than in the lineup and all that stuff. So that's a different thing. But now he's ready for us to play, and yeah, of course that makes it difficult. Pardon?
When Joel told Cameroon 15 months ago he didn't want to play, did he put that in writing? Because according to FIFA's rules,
Look, that's the thing. That's not too important, actually. I think so. We were not involved in this process, of course, because it was before he was our player. And again, that's with rules like it is now. One side can say, yeah, we need a letter. So nobody told the player when you retire. So you sit together with your national coach and tell him, I don't want to play. If the coach says then, okay, accept, but I need a letter. So then you could say, yeah, okay. Maybe the former club, the former club had to say, hey, don't forget, you have to write a letter there. When he came here, for us, it was clear he doesn't want to play for Cameroon. So then, if you want to criticize, did you ask, can we see the letter? Yeah, so that's the thing. So it's all about when do you say that he was not picked more than a year. Why you should think about, if somebody picks me, I have to say it. I should stop my international career. So if Germany asks me in 5 years or 6 years if I want to be German manager, I say no. I have to say it now, because when they pick me, I cannot say anymore, sorry, no time, something else to do. So that's a little bit like this. Again, it's human sense. I know, maybe not in all parts of life, human sense makes the biggest sense, but that's how I understand it. So it's not about blaming, it's only about how was the situation, what is really doing it. And if it's at the end, one said, yeah, that's the rules. If in this case, if it is like this, for the future of all national players, there need to be real rules, no commentaries, no things like this. Who spoke about how to retire from a national team before now? Who spoke about it? Was there somebody in front of the season, before the season, said, and if you want to retire, don't forget, you have to write a letter. That's not how it works. So it's always an opportunity. You always thought, okay, it should be good, and if you don't want, yeah, there are other players. They play there. They have a squad. They got a point. They have their chance. Everything. It's like football is. I cannot play. If a player doesn't want to come to me, what can I say? Yeah, now he cannot play for his former club. So that's how it is. And again, maybe I already said too much. It's only about to tell. It's not always that simple. That's how it is. Obviously, we need to get in contact with the right people, and we really want to have a good relation to all these things. But for the future, it needs to be solved. In this moment, I think mostly it's Cameroon players with this problem. It's at West Brom and a few different clubs. So obviously something went wrong in the past, but we cannot be responsible for the things that went wrong in the past. And we are not the club who says we don't want to have the Africa Cup of Nations. I like this tournament. How is that? Sadio is there. Ask Man United if they were happy that Sadio plays the Africa Cup. So, or all the other teams we play from now on. We are not. We could use him. We could need him, but he's there. And another player made a decision. He wants to stay in the club. He was injured. He didn't play for the country. Bam, bam, bam. And now we have the situation.
Questions, Dave, and then Paul. Just on the FA Cup, I know you're aware of the history of it and the importance of it to fans. I take it you are also aware of like when big teams lose to small clubs, especially if they play with the side.
To be honest, I know. usually I don't speak about things I did in the past, but have a look on my cup record in the last few years. We were in thought 500 finals or something like this, so it was not one situation when you thought, oh, which team did he pick? He doesn't want to play the cup. So if anybody thinks out there, I don't respect the cup, you cannot imagine how little I'm interested in this opinion, even if it's a supporter or not. I only think I'm responsible for this team. And we have to play a lot of tournaments. And if I think a player is ready for the next game, he plays. If I think he's not ready, he will not play. And if anybody thinks I don't respect the cup, I cannot change. I cannot change. I love this cup. I love playing in cup competition. Everything is fine. So, but if people want to think this, I cannot change.
Yeah, you can bear with me on this, but the FA are saying that they might introduce bans retrospectively for players who are found guilty of diving in a match. Is that something you would be in favour of?
Once again, please.
So if a player dives in a match to try and win a penalty, and nothing is done at the time, but then they review it and then ban the player for cheating, is that something you would be in favour of? Or?
How many divers did we have in the last season? Maybe it's because of the number of diving or what? How many? Was a lot of diving situations in the last year or what?
It's not massively amount, but it's something that happens in Scotland.
In Scotland? Yeah, then. Sorry. Maybe it's because of the wind. Huh? So, actually, I think a lot of things we could think about in football. If we could think about rules, we could think about, in my opinion, tactical fouls. A tactical foul, a holding in midfield, not because of Herrera now, no. In general, holding as tactical foul to interrupt offensive action should, for me, be immediately a yellow card, only because it's lazy. If you can try to run, get it. If not, that's for me tactical fouls in midfield to interrupt the situation. Not hard. Only tactical fouls are not hard. They disturb the fluency of the game, and for me, it's always yellow. Nobody does it. Nobody sees it like this. So, and I really think the diving is not a real. I cannot imagine when I saw the last real diver. But if they want to do it, I have no problem with it. But actually, I think we could think about a few more things. From this, is it? Can the FA decide things what the FIFA does like? Because in Germany, is it the fact decision? It makes it sense? We say for example, if you do it in game and the ref didn't see it, you cannot change it. What? You cannot change it afterwards. So if the ref gives you a yellow card, but everybody thought it was a red card, then you cannot get afterwards banned, right? Is this the same in England? Yeah, right. So, but if the ref didn't see the diver, now that's different, and then they can see with the camera they saw it's a diving, then they ban him afterwards.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Well, that's an interesting interpretation of the rules. So only because then we can start thinking about everything. If we could do things in retrospective, with all, fine, but only diving, I don't think that makes then too much sense. But yeah, how I said, it's not in this moment especially, it's not my biggest problem.
Thank you everyone.